do it. All right, guys. This is our final segment with Kara for the day, and that is Let's Just Talk Fitness. We've talked about art. We've talked about books. She shared a story with us in regards to her life experience. Now we're in a sense closing out this entire segment with where she's at now. This level of blossoming and this level of learning to love herself and take care of herself, pour into herself. And that is, in regards to fitness. So, Kara, as we get going, I guess my first question to you, knowing that you're now on your fitness journey,
Mm-hmm.
take us to where did it all start? Where did this journey of fitness come into play in which you said, I gotta do this?
All right. Well, fitness has always kind of been something that's, been on my mind or like a part of
Mm-hmm.
my journey, but I would say my mindset has shifted from
Yeah.
when I first started. So like in college, I mean, I went to a Christian college, Oral Roberts University, where they centered around the whole person was their whole, like their idea, which was body, mind,
Yeah.
and spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And so, they made you take physical fitness classes and encouraged that
Mm-hmm.
aspect. I wouldn't say I was like super great at it all the time, but like, it was incorporated in the curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then, just society kind of wants or has this picture of what being fit looks like, or like,
Yeah.
especially at that time, like when I was like in college and stuff, it's like you don't want to be fat, you have to be skinny, you have to be, you know, all of this, like for
Mm-hmm.
for a female.
Yeah.
And again, like with my ex, uh
Mm.
he a lot of times would, he didn't want to end up like um his parents who were overweight, and so his he was big on fitness,
Mm.
in that sense, like where it's just like basically scared of being fat, scared of
Mm.
that, and just having
Mm.
that mindset of like we can't become like them,
Yeah.
so we have to
Mm-hmm.
do this, which isn't necessarily, it's not wrong to want to be healthy, but
Yeah.
it's
Mm-hmm.
not always good, I don't think, to have like just this mindset of you can't have this, you can't do
Yeah.
that, you can't do
Mm-hmm.
this, like all of the negatives
Mm-hmm.
um isn't really the best way to motivate you. But
Yeah.
that was kind of how like the fitness started. Then in the army, you are um supposed to be fit
Yeah.
and meant to be
Mm-hmm.
fit, and
Mm-hmm.
they definitely get you fit. I was probably
Wow.
the fittest I ever was, except for the fact that I got injured
Yeah. 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 Uh-huh.
in
Yeah.
my life,
Wow.
and the skinniest I'd been in a really long time. uh,
Mm. Yeah.
but that was it also, like, that was after basic training though, because like there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes through it.
Wow.
And
Mm.
after basic training you do end up gaining a lot of it back,
Wow.
because you're back in real world
Yeah.
where you make the decisions on what you eat and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it makes a change. But then
Mm-hmm.
um after my divorce and um some stuff that happened last year,
Yeah.
just like I had started doing like some exercising. I would sometimes go to the gym with my roommate.
Okay.
um,
Mm.
and then like occasionally, like I have a rowing machine
Wow.
at my house. I have resistance bands and a
Mm-hmm.
yoga mat and medicine ball. So I would do some of that, but
Mm-hmm.
I really started like cracking down and being consistent starting in January of this year,
Mm. Okay.
where I actually was like, I'm coming in very intentional. Like
Mm.
I do like I came to the place where I'm like, I love myself. I love what I look like, regardless of my shape or my
Yep.
body right now. Like
Mm-hmm.
I I just I look good.
Yeah.
Um, but I can look better and I can be healthier. Like I know that I'm not like 100% healthy, like,
Yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay.
Yeah.
We got to start somewhere.
There you
And so I just made a plan in January of like, and uh, of doing different exercises.
go.
So every other day I do a rowing machine, like 30 minutes on the rowing
Let's
machine.
go. Wow.
Um, then I found like a resistance band YouTube thing that I would do.
Wow.
And like I have like a system of, because like I have three different like resistance bands that like clip together so you can
Everything.
change the weights.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so like I just go through
All
like
three of those.
in a system,
Yeah.
all
Yep.
three of those,
Mm-hmm.
and like put them together, like, and then I would do like a medicine ball like workout
Wow.
another day. Yoga. I have a yoga mat. I like yoga,
Mm-hmm.
so I do yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Um, every so often. I just had a routine of like switching between those because
Wow.
I don't necessarily like doing the same thing all the time, but I was like, I just have to be consistent.
Yeah.
And I found that I could be consistent. And then I also did find like a group, Her Collective.
Yep.
It is a fitness like support group, wellness support group, really.
Mm-hmm.
And like I found those women and they've been very encouraging too.
Let's go.
And
Mm-hmm.
just like, you know, I'm like, I don't know how I fit in because I'm like, I'm not like I don't go to the gym like
Mm-hmm.
these girls do.
Okay.
Like I'm not the gym
Mm-hmm.
the gym
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
person.
Yeah. Gym
I
person.
just do the home workouts, that kind of stuff. But
Same. Mm-hmm.
um but there's like nothing wrong with that either. Like putting yourself like, so I was like, but I got consistent and that's the thing that like kept me going.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Just seeing that I've been consistent with that
Let's go.
from, January. There's been moments where it's like I haven't done it every day. Like I
Yeah.
haven't exercised every day. Like
Yeah.
Sundays are 100% my
Rest day.
Sundays are 100% rest days.
Mm-hmm.
I don't exercise. I try to do something Monday through Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Um Sometimes on Wednesdays now since I have school, that's like when my big
Yeah.
papers are due.
Yeah.
And so sometimes on Wednesdays I don't even do anything. But like for the most part, I've been like really consistent. And
Let's
because
go.
I had the routine, I've been able to, like, even if I take a week off or a few days off or
Mhm.
whatever, I'm able to get right back into it.
Yeah.
And by
Mhm.
having that routine, I get right back in. And now um I'm starting to like I'm incorporating a like diet into it too.
Let's
Because I'm
go.
like, I wanted to be consistent in one thing first before I
Yeah.
move to the next.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, I do know that like
That you.
it's a partnership. It
Yeah.
is like you
Yeah.
can't have like one without the other.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see the results if you're eating horrible, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you're eating horrible, you're not gonna see the
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 results.
the results.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
you'll get stronger. You do get stronger. You still do,
Absolutely.
but but you're not gonna see the numbers aren't going down. Like,
Mhm.
you're not going to see that because you're not eating correctly. Um,
Exactly.
which I totally like. I'm like, I understand that. I know that. But
Yeah.
I had to work on something. I was like, I have to be consistent in one thing first, then
Yeah.
we'll add the other.
Yeah. Mhm.
So that's what I told myself I was going to do. So I did that. And now we're adding the diet into it.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and also I decided to join a gym and get a personal trainer
Mm.
at the gym. And so I've been going. I started that last week,
Yeah.
and I went 3 times. And whew, personal trainer, man, they'll work you.
Networking.
But it's good. It's been good. And I think like, I'm trying to incorporate that too, like a change there to again get myself out of my comfort zone
Yeah,
and also like push myself in a different direction. It's where I
exactly.
know, like I already know I can be consistent in exercise. So I'm still doing my home workouts on the days I don't go to the gym,
Yeah,
but then I'm adding the gym and adding nutrition. We'll just see what happens from there. And it's not like, I mean, I have an ideal of what I would like my body to look like,
yeah,
but at the same time, I'm just kind of allowing the process to happen
yep.
because everybody's body is different.
Hmm.
Everybody's gonna get a different result
Hmm.
from doing the different exercises.
Yep.
And that's like something that we have to understand.
That's good. Ooh, that's good.
And yeah.
That's really good. I'm loving what you're saying because it's hyping me up. Again, I got my group call tonight, and I'm still thinking about the topic we're going to talk about. But as I'm listening to you, I'm like, you're bringing back basic principles that are the core of fitness. Like you're hitting on nutrition, consistency. You know, um, fitness without the balance of nutrition won't give you those ultimate results. You said that, like, I'm hearing a lot of different things that are the core values of fitness, and I'm glad you're mentioning those because that then shows and tells me that you're in it for the long haul. You've been learning, you've been listening, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's something like it's something that you do know
yeah.
and like,
Mhm.
it's incorporating it. And sometimes it's not easy, especially because like I love
Mm-mm.
food.
Me
I love
too. Me too.
so so I'm not like, I'm not gonna go on like I'm not going on a restrictive diet. I'm not doing that. I've
Yeah,
done those before, but those don't like for me, I'm not
yeah,
telling people who like if you want to
yeah.
do those, absolutely. Like,
Hmm.
do what works for you. But I know like for me, like, yeah, I'll lose the weight like when I'm on that, but I'm not gonna maintain it because I'm
Mm-mm.
not gonna continue doing it. Like, and so
Mm.
that's the thing for me is I need to find something that allows me to eat
Gosh.
what I want
Hmm.
to eat.
Hmm.
At the same time, I'm trying to like be like, I will have a more balanced.
Yeah.
So what I've started to do is like a modification of a diet that my mom is on right now,
Okay. Okay. Wow.
where like she's doing some kind of program.
Mhm.
I don't exactly remember the name of it, but they have like special foods that they send her and then like that she uses and then she's allowed to eat like one big like a leafy green meal with protein, like a lot of protein or something.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like a lean and green meal, I think is what they call it. And then
Mm.
like the rest of the like she said you get to eat basically 6 times a day.
Wow.
Um, but it's every 2.5 hours. So like
Mm.
right when you wake up, you're supposed to have something small. Like it's like 100 calorie, like all the little meals that they get or whatever, like the
Yeah.
little snacks are like a
Yeah.
hundred calories. And then like
Mm.
you have the big meal.
Are
Um,
they frozen, like pre-made?
some of them are I think some of them are frozen. Some of them just come in like little packets that you like,
Okay. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know exactly
Um,
what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Um, so she has those.
Nice.
But what I decided to do with it was because I'm like, I'm not getting, I don't want to get sent these weird meals or whatever. What I'm doing with it is I'm doing the every 2.5 hours, I get a snack. Like
Mhm.
that's around 100 calories or so. Like,
Yeah.
like it can be,
Hmm.
but I try to have something that's like a fruit
Yeah.
for a
Mhm.
snack, or I'll have a granola bar, like that like sometimes has a protein in it, like cereal as
Yeah.
well, like, or um, I have got cashews or whatever, and then you
Mhm.
have that lean green protein meal or like a one
Mhm.
big meal
Yeah.
sometime throughout the day, and it's every 2.5 hours, and I've found that like just going 2.5 hours eating little snacks has gotten me through. Uh,
Wow.
and and then eating. And then, but then on Sundays, again, since it's like my rest day and my like
Yeah.
kind of like just like whatever, I also call it my eat whenever I want day. So so like if I like so that I'm not on a schedule of like I don't
Yeah.
have alarms going off at 2.5 hours, like, oh, you can
Facts.
eat now. It's just
Facts.
like if I feel like I want to eat something, I will order it and I'll eat
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean I'm eating a lot that day. It just means I'm eating when I want to, like not on a schedule.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I, I love that. I love that. I think and how long have you can you just repeat that again? How long
So
have you, yeah.
so this I just started this diet thing this month. So like it's only been about a week or two that I've really been doing this. I decided like I was like it was gonna be like it was gonna be my New Year's resolution, but I was like, you could start whenever,
Yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
you start whenever. So I'm like, I may as well just start now.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, with it too, I'm not gonna be like I went to a party yesterday for a friend's birthday party. I'm not gonna like I'm going to have fun at the party. I'm gonna eat what they have. I'm gonna like, do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it doesn't mean that I can't like then I'll just restart it on Monday,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
I don't wanna have these like restrictive things like where it's like I can't enjoy myself.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. Exactly. Keto diets, all the other
mhm.
diets that you see where it's just like a level of restriction. You're not looking for restriction, you're looking for consistency.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something that I can maintain and something
Yeah.
that I'll see. Like, it's like with the exercises, I found things that I can maintain that I can do.
Yeah.
And now I've incorporated, like, I started incorporating the gym because I'm like, I've finally gotten into a rhythm with school where I'm like, I know when things are due and I know when I have time to go to the gym. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking these 3 days to go to the gym because I don't have anything due those days. So I
Exactly.
have time.
Exactly.
And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so just trying to incorporate those things into my schedule, trying to make it so that it's something that's like honestly that I will do because I'm not going to be sitting here like I know myself. I'm not going to be sitting here counting calories. I'm not going to be sitting here weighing my food. I'm not going to be sitting here doing that. Like I have done those things before. Like I
Mm-hmm.
know like I know what a portion looks like.
Yeah.
Like I know.
Mm-hmm.
So I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time I'm not like I don't want to be doing
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm. No, I get it. I get it. I mean, you're speaking to my soul. Um, in so many ways. And Raiden, she's hitting up the live and she's just like, man, you better preach. She's calling you a preacher. And she said same, I love food and everything. So she's agreeing with it as well. I mean, I think a lot of people fall down and never get back up in this journey because like
Yeah.
you said, they go on these really high restrictive diets, and it's like, man, like, you know, had you just learned how to work with what you have or eat in moderation.
hmm I think the thing I like about this one is that, like, for me, also, I grew up in kind of a family and a household, like, um, where we emotionally ate a lot of times, or like, like when you're bored, or like you're watching a show, so
Mhm.
you're like, I have to have snacks while
Yeah.
I'm watching a movie, or I have to have this, like, because you're doing something and you're just
Mhm.
bored and you're eating and you're not really hungry.
Mm.
And so I think the thing I like about the 2.5 hours is that in between I'm drinking water, like,
Mhm.
you're keeping hydrated. I still have my tea in between. Like I will still drink tea, like, or even juices sometimes,
Yeah.
like nothing like too like heavy in calories or anything, but at the same time, like liquids,
Yeah.
like in between.
Mhm.
Mostly water because that's the most important.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
like having that 2.5 hours is like where you can be like, you're not really hungry. Like, you're not hungry.
Mhm.
So you just have a few more minutes or an hour or like 30 minutes to just wait. Then you can have a snack and you can even watch a show while you eat your snack,
Let's go.
if you want to.
Mhm.
But like,
Mhm.
it's just taking away, like by putting that timer on,
Mhm.
it's taking away the emotion
Yeah.
behind eating
Yep.
It's putting it on a schedule. And actually I think it's helping, like, to create a metabolism, like, again, like, in my body, a rhythm of like, this is when we're eating, so this
Yeah.
is when things are going on.
Ooh, that's
Which I don't know all the science behind that, but I know there is.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. But you're right. You're right. Like I love how you are. First off, I'll even say this: what you're saying, I hear such growth just for the amount of time you've been on your journey. The amount of growth and the amount of resolve and the amount of things you've said that I think, at least for me, has taken, like, I would say 10 years to develop is impressive. That's impressive. Like I hear a person again who's about the longevity of fitness. You're not just in it for the accolades or the body shape or the glutes or I mean, you may want those things
oh
to
yeah, for sure. If they come, yeah, I'm not gonna
yeah.
be upset.
I already know. I know y'all want the glutes and the quads. I know. But at the same time, what I'm hearing or with what I'm hearing you say, it's someone who really is actually like you don't want to cheat. You're not saying you're looking for some quick fix. You're like, man, I
No, I
mm-hmm,
mean, I've done quick fixes before.
mm-hmm.
Like, and that's just what it is. It's just like it doesn't last because you haven't actually taken the time to try.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, I don't want to be so restrictive. Like, again, like I had it, some of it comes back to like my marriage and stuff too, is like I had like it was like super controlling on certain issues.
Yep.
And so like it's like I don't want to be that for myself.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be in I'm not going to be in that type of situation again. So like um so trying to find something that works, where it's like I can have a cookie, I
Mm-hmm.
can have this, like, but like my roommate brought he came back
Uh-oh.
from a Christmas party the other day, and he brought some cookies, and he's like, hey, do you want a cookie? And I looked at my timer and I said, well, it's not time for me to eat yet. I would like one, but you can save it for me and I just have it later.
Mm-hmm.
And like, and so I did have it, but I just was like, I'm not gonna have it at this time because
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
it's not my time to eat yet.
Yeah.
um I still had the cookie later. He
Yeah.
kind of made fun of me for it at the time. He's like women and their diets or whatever, and I'm like, no, but it's okay, it's okay. But you
Yeah.
saved me the cookie, like
Yeah.
that's what matters.
I love it. I love it. No, but you're right. You're right. It's that same level. It's that level of making sure that you enjoy it. You get the enjoyment from working out or your enjoyment of what you enjoy or like while you're on this journey, but just don't overdo it.
Mhm.
No, just don't overdo it. You can have things in moderation. You can have things Raven said, "Girl, stay away from the crumble cookie because I got addicted real."
Oh, those, oh man, Raven, you're right.
What,
The
what what's a crumble cookie? What is that?
crumble cookie, oh my gosh.
Man.
Oh, it's Trey. Trey. They're so good, but also
Really?
so bad.
Also so bad.
No, just because of like oh, they're so good. That's what
Wait,
makes them so bad.
are those the cookies that are like that are like selective? You get like five in a box or something like
You
that?
get like, yeah, like six, I think it's six in a box.
Six. And they're
They're
like
like
decorative?
different kinds, and
Different
they're like,
kinds.
mhm,
Okay, those.
yeah, it's like it's a chain, I guess
It's a
now.
chain. It's like a
Yeah.
yeah. It's like select few in
I
certain.
don't remember where they started. I feel like they started in Georgia, maybe,
I
but I don't
think
know.
Georgia. Yeah, I think Georgia. I think Georgia. Yeah, because we were gonna. I was actually gonna go there one day. Actually, and purchase some. Maybe actually a few months ago. And they're pretty pricey, right? Because they're so selective.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. She said they're everywhere in Texas now. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have a few in up here in Maryland too. So
And every week they change their flavors.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, man,
Yeah, I stay away from those.
I'm about to go tomorrow. Like, why'd y'all do that? I'm like dead serious. I'm about to go tomorrow because I remember it now. And is it like a certain period of time in which you can get them, or is it like a
I don't know,
yeah
honestly. I don't know. Yeah, I've never actually gone into the
into the
store.
store? Okay.
I've just like friends have had them
Mm-hmm.
or whatever at the house or they were gifted them one time.
Mm-hmm.
So like they're like have a cookie and like
Mm-hmm.
they're so good.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yo.
You
I
have to try a piece of like every one. Like when you're at like a friend's house, they're
mhm.
like, okay, we're gonna cut these so that you can try each one. So basically, you make one cookie if you
If you
take a
cut
little
all
piece
of them,
of
true,
six,
yo.
then you just make one big cookie.
That's true. I appreciate that. Yo, Raven, did you hear Kara like what she just said about like cutting it up? That's like, yo, that's super artistic. Like, like, come on. I love it. I love it. But no, that you're exactly right. I think, you know, moderation, the aspect of including things that you love inside of your journey, not forsaking or torturing or punishing yourself for enjoying things that you do like. Those things create longevity.
Hmm.
In longevity, if you my philosophy is if you enjoy it, you'll keep doing it. You
Right.
you'll keep doing it. You'll make time for those things that you love,
Hmm.
and things that you don't enjoy so much, you really won't want to make time for it.
But I think that that's the mindset shift that had happened from when I was in college to
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
It's that like before I was exercising because you know, either I wanted to look a certain way, society said I had to look a certain way, or, my ex said they wanted me to look
Mm-hmm.
like so and so, or like whatever.
Yeah.
And it was all about, it was all about comparison. And it was also about like something you didn't like about it. It was like a negative aspect.
Yeah.
You're coming into it with a negative mindset
Yeah.
and it's not sustainable.
Mm.
Whereas now it's like, I already like who I am. I just want like you can improve upon yourself. Like there's nothing wrong with trying to be better. There's nothing wrong with trying to like improve. There's nothing wrong with trying to like, you're never going to be perfect. Like nothing like that is going to happen, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's important to try to be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And so like coming at it with the mindset of like I already like who I am, but now look at me, I'm going to be even better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like it's coming at it with a positive attitude instead of this negative like I have to lose weight because I'm ugly.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's it, and that's my point. That's exactly my point. And that sounds like exactly what you did. You worked on the mental, and you worked on the inner. Now your outer is starting to reflect your inner. That's dope. That's super dope, Kara. Like, I have enjoyed every element, every aspect, every word, every segment, every second of each segment. Like, I've enjoyed it. This is like been crazy good. You got like, are you feeling that
Yeah,
or
I felt really good. It's been a really great conversation just throughout this whole journey.
and everything tied in?
Yeah.
From art all the way to fitness, everything tied in, and you shared, elements that allowed each of them to tie in. I don't even know if you planned to do that, but like you were doing it, and subconsciously or consciously, I'm not sure, but like everything you've said in regards to every different segment, all the way up into fitness, I think has just shown another level or layer of your leveling up. fitness being that, again, that outer appearance, that outer show of what's going on inside. And so I think that's what we're hearing, or that's what we're seeing as we close out. Let's just talk fitness. You are on this journey that is a personification of what is happening to you, as well as what has happened to you to make you, or to have brought you to this point that you're at now, you
Mhm.
know? So, and that is consistency. That is enjoyment. You're enjoying yourself. You're loving yourself. You're enjoying being alone. Tying back to the book, like all these different things are allowing you to embark upon things that, like you said, beforehand, being in a relationship, or that particular relationship, didn't allow you to really want to, or even have the motivation probably to even experience or try.
Yeah,
um and fitness, because fit, you can't cheat with fitness. There's no cheating, like you can't cheat
no,
with
really
this.
can't.
You can't. It's not, it's there's no quick fix. There's no anything. It's sooner or later to catch up with you, you know and you'll just find yourself continuously starting over, restarting, until you end up getting tired of that. And so hearing what you've gone through, hearing how you're going about your process of this fitness journey, um I see the connections. I see all the connections. This was dope. This was dope, Kara. This was incredible. Didn't even feel like 2 hours.
No,
Like it didn't even feel like 2 hours at all. It just felt like I was just having a super dope conversation with you, and it feels like it was just about 15 minutes. But I enjoy it. I enjoyed it. I love it. I can't wait to chop all this up. You've given me so much content. I love it, because when I'm able to get content, I'm able to, some of my content I cycle, I like recycle. And so, the more content I get, the more I can recycle and have these gems as I post. And
yeah.
so to chop up multiple segments that we've done, that right there is going to get poured into a bunch of my different communities. And it's like Christmas for me. This is like Christmas.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah. Merry Christmas. I love it. Like, it's like Christmas. Seriously. Like, this was an honor.
It
Thank
was an
you.
honor to be asked to talk and to be able to share. And I really do think that, like, like you said, these segments flowed, but I think it's because they are who I am. Like it's a
Yeah.
it's a pieces of who I am.
Yep.
And so it's like they flow because you can't separate those things out of you. So what is a part of your personality isn't going to leave,
Exactly.
which is why, like, art, books, my story, and fitness, it all correlates
Mm-hmm.
because it's all a part of me.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. 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 I guess before we go, I guess to end off the segment, the fitness segment, or just any segment in general, or just anything you want to say, even just personally, if there's anything you would want to say to anyone that has listened, from beginning to end on either TikTok. Raven has been here for the most part. She's saying Merry Christmas, Raven.
Merry Christmas,
Um,
Raven.
and just from the beginning, art, all the way up until now, or if there's just anything that's just laid on your heart in terms of someone wanted to do anything that you've stated, um or maybe their fitness journey in general, if you want to talk about that specifically here, anything you want to say, the floor is yours.
I mean, I guess I would just say, if you're thinking about you know, doing anything, whether it's, posting a video of your art, you singing, you sharing poetry, I don't know, whatever you have that inspires you, that could inspire somebody else. Like, if you haven't done it, go ahead and do it. Like, and if you've been thinking about, starting um a fitness journey, starting doing something, like, even just a little something counts, like a little movement here, like going for a walk for 10 minutes,
Yep.
just building that consistency, just finding something that works for you at the like, is what matters, and then incorporate other things as you build the discipline, as you build the motivation.
Mm,
You're able to add more onto your plate,
mm,
but always just like come back to yourself and who you are, and not thinking about what other people are thinking, because you just can't let them bring you down
mm.
or bring you up. Like, it's good to have like people that are on your corner, but they're not always going to be there, because they're going to have down days too.
There's a book by was it this? I think, yeah, this is a book by this guy I follow named what's his name? Stephen Pressfield. Um he wrote a book, and he had a quote rather in a book that stated that, I guess, people who seek or feed off validations of others, or like in a sense need people around them in order for them to like do something. He said that's like having your family members and your loved ones surrounding you at your deathbed.
Mm.
He said it's like they're here, they're around you right now, but you're dying. You're about to be dead in a few minutes, a few seconds. They can't go where you're going.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Right? It's like in a few minutes you will not have these people around you anymore. And it's like, so at some point you have to learn to do without, because ultimately that the big, ultimate thing of life, which is death, right? But obviously in our faith, Christian faith is life, but at the same time, they still can't go with you.
Right.
Not everyone's going to be dying when you die. So it's like you have to, in a sense, learn to stand alone, because one day you will be alone or face certain different experiences in life alone, where you won't have people always cheering you on.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, in fact, you may have the very opposite in some cases, where people are booing you as you go along. So, you know, I'm so glad you emphasized that as a closing statement, because I feel like a lot of people need to hear that, but they don't want to hear that. It's a hard reality to face.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard. It's hard, but you know, um, all things can be done, at least in my perspective, with the Lord.
Mm.
So, um, this was dope. This was freaking dope. Like,
Good.
this was freaking dope, Kara. Like, this was dope. TikTok, man, thank y'all for tuning in, man, listening in. For anybody that tuned in, jumped in, listened. We have Kara here. She was on 4 different segments of my podcast, y'all. Again, y'all know I have different elements, different podcasts. She came on my art, my books, my stories, and my fitness, and told her heart out. So definitely make sure y'all go and follow her. I'm gonna be tagging her in all of these, all of my different videos and snippets that I'll be making. But Kara, if you want to, could you shout out your socials so people either on YouTube or TikTok could follow you?
Sure. On TikTok, I am my Zen moments, and then Instagram is just my dot Zen moments.
I love it. I love it. And I'll have everything posted underneath the YouTube video. So I'll make sure I have your socials and stuff listed too. So for people on YouTube or TikTok, you can follow as well when I post the videos as well. But Kara, this was awesome. This was dope. It was a pleasure. It was an honor. I definitely will be having you back on. You already know that for sure. We got to continue to pick each other's brains, or at the very least, allow me to pick yours.
For sure.
And if you ever do a podcast, I'm more than willing to come on yours.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. We'll see what
Mm-hmm.
happens.
Mm-hmm. But I can see you doing it for sure, because you definitely have that level of you know precision when it comes to pointing out or picking out people that you associate with. I can tell, like, you definitely have that level of an eye. And when we met and through our conversations, the way you are able to respond or even break down certain things, I think it causes for a level of a podcast. So maybe in the near future.
Maybe. I really appreciate that. I haven't really thought of it. I'll
Yeah.
keep it in my head.
You
kind
got
of
to.
think
Mm-hmm.
about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to listen and think, and honestly have me come out of my shell even more.
Let's go. Love it. I love it.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. I've been told by, even before you, I had like my sister and
Yeah.
like my best friend, they're like, you need to start talking. You need to start sharing your story. You need to
Yeah.
start talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's hard to
Yeah.
do that. Sometimes it's hard to take that step,
Mm-hmm.
especially because with some things they're sensitive for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And you have to be, I don't know, I guess I'm trying to be mindful of like, it is my story to tell, but at the same time, I'm not a person that wants to like bring somebody else down, but if they have like, if it's the truth,
Yeah.
like, like it's the truth.
It's the truth. Exactly. 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 And that's exactly what you revealed here today. Truth. It's not, you wasn't trying to bring anyone down. You wasn't trying to, cast your burdens upon others. It was literally you telling your story. And as I always tell people when they come on my podcast and stuff too, I'm always like, man, you guys come on here and you may think that I'm doing this so that you can reveal yourself or, in some way, like, let go of certain things you've dealt with. But in all honesty, a lot of it is therapeutic for me. Yeah, it really is. It's therapy for me. This is like my therapy in some twisted way. It's like, man, I'm getting like free therapy from all y'all. Like, like, come on, y'all are my therapists. Y'all don't even know now.
Yeah.
In some twisted way, that's how that works.
Mhm.
So, I appreciate you for being my therapist today. So thank you.
Thank you.
Please don't send me a invoice, please. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. I'm not licensed yet, so I can't.
But thank goodness, right. What you,
Maybe
yo,
when I'm licensed.
right. You become licensed. She gonna hit me over all them invoices. Trey, this was about. She said, Raven.
Was 2 hours
Right, 2 hours,
and
1,000 each hour. Like, right, it's like, oh my goodness.
does your health insurance cover
Yo, they do not. So please don't do this.
this?
Raven said, "Send it." That's messed up, right? That's messed up. Yeah, she said I have a handful of invoices coming from me. That's Raven. That's messed up. But no, I love it. I love it. Kara, thank you. I will have you back on for sure. And again, I'll have all these things out, pushed out, YouTube, TikTok. I'll make sure I, post snippets and things of that nature, as you've already seen, and tagging you in every single thing that I do post. And I'm excited. I'm probably going to try to get to work tonight and just chop up at least some of them. So thank you for the content, and until next time.
Till next time, have a good night.
You too, Kara. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.